Recorded Books presents Ghosts of Weirdwood, a William Shivering Tale, by Christian Mckay Heidicker, narrated by the author. Practicing an art, no matter how well or badly, is a way to make your soul grow. Kurt Vonnegut. Wellsville, 1907. Jamie Hoxer's creature paintings were a smashing success. So haunting, one person said of the flock of werebats. So realistic. Wouldn't want to find one of these in my bathtub, said another about the copper spiders. This one looks like it could step right out of the canvas and sniff my hand. The woman was looking at the cloud fox, Jamie's favorite. She had sweated over its lightning bright eyes, its sleek teeth, over every hair on its 9 tornado tails, until the fox's portrait exuded a stormy grandeur. Oh, and look at this one! You could roast marshmallows on those horns! Jamie appreciated the praise buzzing through her art show, but she was starting to feel a bit cramped in the crowded gallery, so she stepped past her painting of the flaming bull and outside to get a breath of fresh air. The evening was lit in pinks and oranges, the clouds rising like an eternal fire into the sky. Jamie was about to take a contented breath when something caught her eye across the street. Nailed to a telephone pole was a poster advertisement. Come see, our zoo of madness. Creatures unimaginationable, cheaper than a punch to the gut. At the fairgrounds. Jamie wasn't sure which part of the advertisement was worse, the spelling or the handwriting, but it struck her that it had been some time since she'd seen an actual animal, so she turned her fancy shoes down Main Street and headed toward the fairgrounds. The zoo looked pasted together with spit and glue. The big top tent was ragged in patchwork, the cages lopsided and spotted with rust. Even the barker was rough around the edges. Let yourselves in, lovies and gents. Feast your peepers on our zoo of madness. You'll swear your dreams have sprung a leak. The man was tall, with a round belly and an ill-fitting suit. His pant cuffs bunched at his ankles, while his sleeves rode high on his arms. Scraggly gray hair hung greasy from under a frayed top hat, and his teeth were as brown and mottled as a tin can left beside a creek. Jamie handed the barker a coin, and then jerked back when a monkey shot out from under the man's top hat, and grinning held out a ticket. Jamie smiled and took the ticket. Someone had sewn little gray wings onto the monkey's vest. The barker grinned his rusted teeth. Mind your expectations, miss. They's about to be reversified. Jamie joined a long queue of people, which slowly crept within the U of lopsided cages, circling the blood-colored tent. The visitors who'd seen the creatures had fallen completely silent, and Jamie couldn't tell if they were disappointed or awestruck. Several minutes later, she reached the first cage and saw the unicorn. A rush of excitement bloomed in her chest, but then quickly wilted when she remembered that unicorns didn't exist. She squinted at the horn, which she assumed was made of tin, searching its base for signs of dried glue. She couldn't spot any, but the poor horse's head hung heavy, as if unable to bear the horn's weight. Next came the goblin. It sat hunched in the corner of its cage, staring at the straw-strewn floor with slimy eyes as the zoo's visitors pointed and gawked. The goblin's chest and arms were dry and cracked, like someone had pasted dead frog skin onto a malnourished child. This, thought Jamie, was in poor taste. The third creature was meant to be some sort of basilisk, but clearly it was just 3 dead animals in one. Someone, that man with the awful teeth perhaps, had cut a rooster in half, glued a snake to its abdomen, and then stitched bat wings to its back. Finally, they'd arranged the body parts so that they resembled a single sleeping creature. Jamie flinched when the basilisk seemed to stir in its sleep, but she excused the movement as the workings of an automaton manipulated with cranks and gears by a remote.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?